Oh my God, it's so bright. Hello everyone, we have a great show ahead of us, so stay tuned. Welcome to The Morning After. I'm Nicole Kessler.
And I'm Carrie Trice.
So we are going to first start off with a very serious situation that is all over America, and that is clowns.
Yeah, actually, I was reading up on it, and apparently the creepy clown situation started back in like 1981. There was talk of those sightings, I guess, but it's really crazy because I also heard like no one in America has been harmed, even though apparently everyone's seeing these clowns. But apparently a teenager in Sweden was allegedly stabbed by someone in a clown mask. So that's really scary.
It's really scary to think that this is I kind of feel like for people, they're thinking that it's the new norm.
Yeah.
Like it's normal for, somebody to stand in a clown costume and scare people.
Yeah.
And it's not normal at all.
Yeah, and I've actually noticed like they're saying in Halloween stores like clown costumes are kind of being sold out now. So it's like, all right, who is actually trying to just scare people or who's just being funny?
Yeah, exactly. And a bunch of Connecticut schools have banned the use of dressing up as a clown for their students. So I find that really interesting.
Oh, wow, that is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to dress up like a clown? I think
That's
that's
a good
really
point.
scary. I think
a
that's
good
just
point.
weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but now it's not weird because it's kind of become, like I said, a norm too.
But I think the question is, are these rumors or is it true? Like, because it's a lot of talk from teenagers
Social
and
media
students,
accounts.
social media. I mean, yeah, we've seen maybe a video of a clown swinging on a swing,
Right.
but
It's so creepy. And you know what? Now the next point is that Halloween safety. Halloween is coming up. Clowns could be associated with Halloween, especially horror clowns that have like blood and all that gruesome stuff. So like, what do you advise to students to be safe on Halloween?
I think it's definitely important that you don't go anywhere alone, especially at night.
Definitely.
That's just scary. Don't be alone on Halloween.
Yeah. I say, walk in large groups of people, and then when you're with those large groups of people, stay in highly populated areas. Don't walk through an alleyway.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, definitely.
Stay out late at night and, not have protection around you.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, talking about the clown situation, there was a woman who actually wanted to create like a peace march, calling it Clown Lives Matter. And actually, she got a lot of backlash for it since she was kind of imitating the whole Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
But I'm just like, why?
I know. I guess because, clown makeup is her art form.
Yeah.
And maybe she thought it was relevant with the news, but moving on, we have entertainment news with Brianna coming up next.
Thanks, Carrie and Nicole. This weekend, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Lauryn Hill, and Alicia Keys hit the stage at Barclays Center this weekend for the Title X concert. So this is the first time the ladies are hitting the stage together. It's pretty surreal that this one stage can hold so much girl power. Now, I wasn't the only person who was in disbelief. Rapper Nicki Minaj posted a video on Instagram showing her crying and kissing Lauryn Hill's feet backstage. So Nicki has always been a Lauryn Hill fan. She even quoted her in her high school yearbook. Apparently, this was a dream come true for Nicki. I love it when celebrities get starstruck by other celebrities. I also really wish I was at that concert. But speaking of big names in the music industry this week, rapper Lil Jon set the record straight about a racial slur exchange between him and the presidential candidate Donald Trump. Apparently, Donald Trump referred to Lil Jon as an Uncle Tom while filming Celebrity Apprentice in 2013. Lil Jon recently spoke out about the incident, stating, quote, "I can't say if he knew what he was actually saying or not, but he did stop using that term once we explained its offensiveness. I also want to be clear that I do not agree with many of the statements Mr. Trump has said during his current run for president," end quote. So let's face it, it's not the first time Trump has been involved in controversy over something that he said. But we're just glad that this issue was resolved. But could there be a official Mean Girls sequel? On Saturday, Lindsay Lohan posted a throwback photo of the cast, asking if her co-stars would bring back their iconic characters. Danielle Franzi, who starred as Damien in the 2004 comedy, responded, "I'm down," to Lohan's response. Now, I hope they're not just playing with our emotions, because that would be terribly wrong. Then again, isn't that what Mean Girls do? But that's all for this week's Entertainment Report. Back to the piazza.
Thanks, Brianna. So this weekend, you may have noticed on campus that campus was filled with a bunch of different people, and they weren't all students.
Yes, actually, this past weekend was Parents' Weekend. It was a lot of fun. We had Friday night, it was Bobcat Madness, which I did perform in with Dance Fusion.
How was that?
It was interesting. It was fun. It was different, though. A lot of changes were made because they wanted to make it shorter. So, I mean, the spirit groups have definitely been a big part of it in the past, but this year everyone kind of had a shorter performance. So when my parents came, they mentioned, they were like, "Wow, you did a great job, but that performance was extremely short."
See, that's kind of disappointing because I know my parents are from Florida. We're from Florida, and they fly up every year. For Parents' Weekend, it's a good excuse for them to come up, and I'll let them walk around because they're not like embarrassing me. And your parents, drove or came from wherever they were, and they were expecting to see this phenomenal. Not that it wasn't great, but
it was just shorter
performance, and they were kind of cut short.
Yeah, but it was definitely a good way to support the basketball teams, men's and women's. So I'm excited to see for the season what they have in store, what's coming up. But did your parents come to visit?
Yes, my parents came to visit. It was exciting. It was fun. I mean, the school puts on such amazing activities for the parents.
Yeah, there's a lot to do.
Yeah, so my parents, they went to every one. We went to go see Stop Kiss, a theater production, which was incredible. The acting was amazing.
Yeah.
Director was great too. And then my parents went to Meet the Deans.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did see. That's really awesome that Quinnipiac hosts that for each school, that the parents can go and meet with the deans and have breakfast and get to know more about the program.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
I think that's really great. I also read that there was a Zumba class for parents and students
to fun.
Take part in.
I think the school does a really good job for Parents' Weekend. And the school makes it worthwhile for them to come.
Definitely. I remember my freshman year when my parents came, because they came at least for 2 out of the 3 days.
Okay.
And there was definitely a lot for us to do. That's how we learned about the Quinnipiac and LA program,
Awesome.
QNLA.
Cool.
So I feel like it's definitely a good way to bond, and especially after being on campus for some freshmen who haven't seen their parents, 6 weeks?
That's true. It's a
yeah.
lot. It's a lot.
That is a long time to go. I know some people can't go without speaking to their parents every day. So.
That's me. I talk to my parents every day. Complain, good stuff. But coming up next, we have some fall DIY crafts with Ariel.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ariel Sabo, and I have your latest DIY fall crafts. In this segment, I'm going to be showing you how to make the easiest and craftiest things to keep in your dorm or around your apartment. The first one I will be showing you is a handcrafted pumpkin. If you want an easy decoration that only takes about 5 to 10 minutes, stay tuned and listen. First, choose whatever size you want for your pumpkin. I chose something small because I wanted to keep it on top of my desk. Next, you can either paint it a different color or have it stay orange. After that, I picked black glitter and used glue to make any type of design that I wanted. This is perfect, easy, and simple to make for a family member, friend, or a loved one. The next craft is a lighted mason jar. You can use glass or plastic. I went to the nearest CVS and bought a plastic mason jar. After that, you can either paint it whatever color or put leaves on the inside or outside on the mason jar, just like I did. This is a perfect decoration as a nightlight or can be used for pretty decor anywhere. The last craft I will be showing you today is called a golden glow. Sadly, mine broke, so I cannot be showing you all today, but on the screen you will be seeing it. All you need in order to make this is a candle, which you can use fake or real. You can fill it with candy corns just like I did, or any type of candle. This is beautiful decoration and can be a great gift. Hope these DIY crafts are great ideas for your fall dorm. That's all for today for DIY by Ariel. Back to you.
So Carrie, it's almost November. It's currently October 17th, and I don't know about you, but I am sweating.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I shouldn't have sent my summer clothes home.
Yeah, right?
I could definitely wear shorts right now.
I mean, honestly, what are the odds of this happening? So I have your 7-day forecast for everyone. Monday, today, high of 77 and a low of 61. And the sun is just going to beam bright and it's not gonna let up. So for those of you who are wearing pants and need to walk outside, you may want to think about the future tomorrow, because Tuesday, October 18th, the high is going to be 79 degrees, practically on the verge of 80, which I'm pretty sure it was 80 degrees way back when in August, summer, when we were all sweating. Low of 64. So, okay, that's kind of cold, but yet again, that is still, light sweatpants, short sleeve shirt weather. So that's really not what we're used to seeing in November. Wednesday, the high is 80 degrees. I think that's gonna record breaking, which is insane. Low of 58. Thursday, we're gonna see some rain cooling down, high of 70. Friday, 68, Saturday, 60, and Sunday, 57, and it's gonna cool down in the nighttime. And now when we come back, we have a great book review to discuss, and we have some topics about Bob Dylan and his Nobel Peace Prize.
This week's trending topic is #that. We are your source for Quinnipiac entertainment news.
The freshmen this year have stepped in and really just eliminated that problem, doing the right plays at the right time.
I mean, it certainly seems like an uphill battle for this team, but Tricia Fabi is one of the best coaches at this university.
Bobcats hosting Arizona State. We'll start with this power play.
But she's strong. Good Lord, I saw her lifting one time. She could squat 3 of me. Like,
oh, well, 7 of me then.
Welcome back to the Morning After. Coming up next, we have a Blast from the Past book review, Gone with the Wind with Erica.
Thanks guys, Erica Bloomberg here for Blast from the Past book review. The 1936 classic Gone with the Wind takes us back in time to the Civil War. Author Margaret Mitchell spent 10 years writing this masterpiece, and it certainly wasn't time wasted. Possibly one of the most historically accurate novels, Gone with the Wind takes us back to the era of the Civil War through the green eyes of the determined Scarlett O'Hara. Seeing as how textbooks are always written from the winner's point of view, it was interesting to get another perspective. The novel focuses specifically on Atlanta and spans from before the war began to years into the Reconstruction era that preceded the war. The book spends the majority of the first of 5 parts on thorough character introductions, and boy do I mean thorough. You even get a couple of pages worth of history of the character being introduced, including past life events and relationships. This is not wasted, however, as it really does help you better understand the character as the story continues. Margaret Mitchell leaves nothing to the imagination in terms of how a character looks, behaves, and even how they walk. This thorough attention to detail really makes the story leap off of the page. If you've already seen the movie, don't worry. In trying to compress this 1,000-page novel into a 4-hour movie, some characters got cut out. The exclusion of these characters had a slight change on some of the book's original events, including a different feeling towards Scarlett's final predicament. But don't worry, the more famous lines such as "Tomorrow is another day" and Rhett's "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn" are both in the movie and the novel. I would highly recommend this book to anyone interested in more than just a good read. That's all I have for you today. Back to you guys in the piazza.
Thanks, Erica. So, Bob Dylan won the Nobel Prize in Literature.
Yep, Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, at age 75, he is the first musician to win this award.
Yeah, it's pretty, I think a great transition into how other people could win this iconic award and it not be your typical, literature author.
Exactly. Yeah, there's actually been a lot of talk and controversy over him winning this award because some novelists argue that, well, songwriting isn't exactly writing a book, and some argue that it is, it's just as important. I do think song lyrics personally are a big deal.
Definitely,
and songwriting is a huge talent, so I think it's awesome that he won this award.
Yeah, Bob Dylan was one of the greatest, most influential songwriters and poets of the 20th century. He wrote songs based on social issues and war and stuff that really matters, not just my boyfriend broke up with me. Stuff like that. So his songs really spoke and told a story and
unlike I feel like what we mainly hear today a lot is just about love and heartbreak.
Yeah.
And I think it's very tough to create music based on the current issues that we're dealing with, but I think that's amazing that some people are able to create music like that.
Yeah, and that's what made him so special, was that he was able to take these issues that were going on in America that were really detrimental and turn them into beautiful songs that we look back and
and he was also the first American to win this prize since 1993.
Wow.
I read. That's incredible. Do you think he influences anyone nowadays?
That's a good question because of our generation. So when I think of our generation, I think of Taylor Swift, Rihanna, Kanye West.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know either. Someone who definitely has a big influence, I think, is Kanye.
Yeah,
his music is
definitely, for sure.
Influential.
I definitely think that he could, maybe one day.
Yeah.
Maybe. So coming up next, we have our top 5 horror movies with John Welsh.
Thanks, guys. It's October, so to get in the mood for this month of Halloween, I thought it'd be best to take a look at the top 5 movies to get you in the mood for this spooky time of year. This list will feature new releases with the most interesting horror concept released in 2016. At number 5, we have Hush. The movie follows a deaf woman named Maddie as her home is invaded by a murderous stalker. The film differentiates itself by having the protagonist be unable to hear her attacker at any point, which allows for some suspenseful interactions, as well as giving good reason for why a slasher can move throughout the house without being noticed. At number 4, we have Don't Breathe. Similarly to Hush, Don't Breathe uses a disability to its advantage in order to supply an interesting dynamic to the killer genre. This time, the antagonist is the one with the disability, as the movie follows a group of teenage thieves as they try to outlive a blind man who doesn't take kindly to intruders, especially when they risk finding his horrible secrets. At number 3, we have The Forest, a psychological horror movie that takes great inspiration from the Japanese suicide forest of Akihabara. The Forest follows a woman and her reporter guide as they try to uncover the fate of the woman's suicidal twin sister, though the Forest seems more interested in influencing the 2 new trespassers. At number 2, we have 31. This little number seems to have been made for distribution during the Halloween of 2016, as it depicts carnival workers being made to play a maze game against murderous clowns. A Rob Zombie installment, this film survives on the fear of tight spaces and insane, murderous clowns. And at number 1, we have Train to Busan. A Korean zombie horror film, Train to Busan gives a nice take on a genre plagued with success from the likes of The Walking Dead and Dawn of the Dead. Given the entire film takes place on subway trains, the natural claustrophobia is combined with the horrifying idea that the only way to safety must be shared with the thing you're trying to get away from. That's all from me this week. Back to you in the piazza.
Thanks, John. Coming up next, we have a movie review, and we're going to talk about some things that flight attendants don't particularly like on airplanes.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike's sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Qcash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's. Good evening and welcome to Sports Pause.
In the end, we're here to win the championship this year.
Jess Fontaine now has that. She's going to take a ripper off the post, but she's going to come back. And my number one, hold your applause, Bobcats fans, is Quinnipiac.
All right, Victoria, you know what time it is. It's top 5 plays of the week.
My favorite time.
Welcome back. So we recently read a very funny list from Business Insider about annoying things that passengers do that annoy flight attendants. So reading this list, it was pretty interesting to see some of the
comical.
pictures.
It was comical because I fly a lot.
Oh,
and
yeah?
half the things on the list I kind of do. So I'm like, oh no! But one of the items, the things that got me the most was, you know, when the flight attendants are about to walk through the aisle for trash, and you're like contemplating throwing away your apple juice, there's a little left, and then like last minute you're like, oh wait, excuse me, and then you pour it in, and then you like dump it. I do that all the time, so I'm very sorry, all the flight attendants out there.
I saw they get very annoyed when people do not say hello when they're boarding. They wish to be acknowledged.
Up with that?
I think that's like
That's
rude.
weird. That's just weird. Like you literally walk on the plane and you're greeted face to face with them.
How can you not acknowledge someone when they're right in front of you? I mean, I feel like that's just the right human thing to do.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, whether it's a 2-hour flight or a 10-hour flight.
Yeah.
You know, they almost become like your comfort zone because you're on this flight with them, and you know they're the ones that are going to be hospitable to you and you know get you your snacks or
exactly.
You know.
What about walking barefoot on a
Ew.
plane? They
No.
mentioned that's something that some
you're gonna get a disease.
Yeah, like people I guess walk to the bathroom barefoot. I don't know why.
That's very
I
dangerous.
can't do that.
And I advise them not to do so.
Yeah, exactly. That's a public plane.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows what's on the bottom of people's feet?
Ew. Yep. You know what another one of my favorites are?
Which one?
When people like are sitting in their seat and they're like, yeah, what snacks do we have today?
Oh, exactly. Like as if there isn't a menu.
But who looks at the menu, let's be honest.
True.
I mean, I don't. And I'll be like, can I have Doritos, cookies, peanuts, and graham crackers? And they're like, it's only 2 per person.
Oh.
Yeah.
They also mentioned that I guess people snap their fingers at them. That is,
what?
Why would you do that?
Wait, I don't get that.
I can't do that. Honestly, when I was a server, if somebody snapped their fingers at me, I got very annoyed. I took my time getting to their table.
Yeah, and it's like you can't be rude. It's hard, but you just can't. That's so annoying. And then another one is when people overstuff the compartment. Oh, the overhead compartment.
Overstuffing it, or some people decide to put their little purse in the overhead compartment.
No.
I don't understand why. You can keep it under your seat.
Yeah, I mean, families that are traveling with large amounts of people and they each have, their own separate carry-on. Just you need one slot. You don't take over the whole thing.
Yeah.
But coming up next, we have a movie review with Vincent.
What's up, guys? Vinny here today with a review of The Accountant, directed by Gavin O'Connor and starring Ben Affleck as a genius, you guessed it, accountant who winds up in a very complicated mess that I don't want to get into because spoilers. Affleck is really great in the role, but also who helps him a great ton in this movie is its supporting cast. J.K. Simmons, Anna Kendrick, John Bernthal, John Lithgow, and Jeffrey Tambor all give really solid performances here, and it's honestly what helps this movie go along. It moves at a very slow and tedious pace at certain points, and I think without this cast, it might have lost my interest. The other issue that this movie seems to have is that it bites off a lot more than it can chew. Even though I thought J.K. Simmons did a great job, cutting his scenes from the film would not have changed the story they were trying to tell. You pretty much have the same story. Overall, the cast and a lot of the sequences in the film do enough for me to recommend at least watching it on TV at some point. In no way do I think you need to see this film on the big screen. This is an example of something to watch on a Sunday afternoon, maybe on HBO. You'll probably really like it too. So that's all I have for you today. Back to you, Nicole.
Thanks, Vincent. So we have a little game coming up for you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have not played this yet.
So basically what the game is, it's called the Celebrity Eye Challenge. And as you can see, all you can see are celebrity eyes. These eyes could be any celebrity. So Carrie, who do you think?
Is that Kristen Bell?
No.
Her eyes look very familiar. No, her eyes look very familiar.
Good job, yeah. It's Kristen Bell.
Oh, okay,
Good
all right.
job.
This
Wow, you're
one,
good at this.
I think this one's very challenging.
Okay.
Who do you think?
See, long eyelashes, blue eyes, could be anybody. Kristen Stewart?
Is it? Oh, wait, that's... Okay, wow, wait, that's really good.
I'm so proud of myself. Wow, good job. Nicole.
Okay.
I'm so proud. Okay, so next set of eyes. Who do you think?
I feel like that could be... No. Is it... I feel like the nose, I can see his nose a little bit. So I'm gonna go with Tom Cruise.
Okay, let's see. Round of applause. I mean, no.
Just kidding, it's Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
I thought it was Tom Cruise.
I mean,
okay.
close.
Maybe
Not really.
Okay, this one to me looks kind of tough. So here's his eyes.
Okay, I can barely see that.
I know.
Robert De Niro. Why not?
I was thinking President Leahy,
Oh.
if that's a thing.
Oh!
Wow!
And you know what's funny is I've
even know.
met President Leahy about like 5 times walking on the quad. I should have known better.
I swear I did not know that.
Okay, so I really like this game because you could do it with anybody, any celebrity. And I don't know, it's kind of fun. You could play this game. Like, where can you play this game? Would you play this game ever with your friends?
Definitely. I think it's something new. We always are looking for new things to do. Uno, it's fun, but we've done it often. So I would definitely try this game or the Heads Up game.
Yes.
It's just as fun as the Heads Up game.
You know what? I feel like this can almost be made into a Heads Up game.
Probably, because it would be really.
We should do that. We should patent it. Nobody take our idea. Got it?
Yeah, that's our idea. So.
Yeah, it's our Quinnipiac idea. We'll make millions, you know.
Exactly.
I could definitely play this game though in line for Disney. Like when you're waiting on those long lines.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
Here. Who is it?
I'm telling you, it looked like Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the morning after for you guys today.
Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and catch us
at Q30 Entertainment and Q30television.com. Q30 Entertainment is our Twitter handle and Instagram.
Yes, so come in and watch us next week.
Yeah, that is it for the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it and stay tuned for next week. Bye.